everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to the blog. You don't want to miss out. If you're brand new, thank you very much. And make sure you subscribe and then follow me on all those social networks. Lately, I've been very much into Snapchat. I'd rather be there early than later, so I realize a lot of clinical research people are not on there yet. But I saw the same thing happening with Twitter back in 2009 and Facebook probably back in 2006, 2007. So yeah, this is the same thing, history repeating itself. Dan Svera, added me there. Today, quick video inspired by several clients / question senders that I've been getting. So we're kind of combining a bunch of different questions into one overarching topic or question, which is, when is it appropriate for a clinical trial recruitment ad, specifically patient recruitment ad, to get IRB approval? Okay, so as a general rule of thumb, and this is why there seems to be no real consensus on this in the industry, and of course in our industry with all the regulations we have, it's highly regulated. People tend to play on the more conservative side, which I understand, but there does come a point where we become way too conservative and it becomes counterproductive. So when you have sites scared of running generic ads talking about their expertise and their research capabilities, that's a problem, right? So no IRB is going to approve such a generic ad where you're talking about, hey, my research clinic XYZ, specializes in all kinds of clinical trials. We have studies for asthma, for depression, for multiple sclerosis, for Alzheimer's, for hypertension, okay? You don't need IRB approval for this kind of an ad, unless, there are exceptions, unless you're operating within a place where a local IRB has jurisdiction. So usually academic institutions, nonprofits, NGOs, things like that. But the vast majority of my audience is private research clinics, just like the ones I own. No IRB is even going to look at this request to approve that type of generic ad, because first of all, you mentioned about 5 or 6 different indications, therapeutic indications that your site works on or specializes in or might have studies going on at that time, but you're not talking about individual studies. You're just talking about therapeutic expertise and indications. You do not need IRB approval to promote and brand and market the strengths of your company and the expertise of your research site, okay? When you do need IRB approval is when you start getting very specific about studies and possibly even getting into specifics about protocol, right? So if you have an ad that says, hey, we just started a brand new study for diabetes, you must be between 18 and 50 to participate, and like you start naming some of the inclusion-exclusion criteria, you probably should get an IRB approved ad. However, okay, if that is too cumbersome and a lot of you sites like to move quickly, I'm a huge fan of speed. I think speed is underrated. Why don't you just go very generic with your ad? Say, hey, we specialize in studies for diabetes. If interested in learning more about some of our studies, please call or email, okay? That, in my opinion, does not require an IRB approval. And again, this is why at Scope, when I'm going this month at the end of February, I'm hoping to find someone from an IRB that I can interview about this exact topic. And I know if I interview 10 different IRB people from 10 different IRBs, I might get 10 completely different answers. The FDA did release guidance on social media for pharma companies in general, right? Very little, if anything, was intended for clinical research, and if anything, all it did was raise more questions. Okay, so I feel like they almost had to put out some kind of guidance on social media because this is the world we're living in, but that does not help provide any clarity on the topic, unfortunately. So, as a general rule of thumb, again, unless an IRB has jurisdiction over your site, and unless you are discussing a specific trial, you do not need IRB approval. Okay? I do it all the time. We run Google ads. If I have several studies for asthma, I'll run a generic Google ad to a landing page on our website which talks about asthma. I'm not talking about any study. I'm just explaining what asthma is, and the fact that we have some studies available for them. Again, not mentioning any specifics at all. The whole purpose of this landing page is to capture their contact information, either a phone or email, and then we can get in touch with them in person and hopefully even schedule a pre-screening visit at the office where we can discuss the various studies we have going on and then see which trial they would A, qualify for, and B, be interested in participating in. So that's my general advice, general rule of thumb. If you're specific about a study, get IRB approval. If not, don't worry about it. I've talked to a bunch of monitors about this. They tend to pretty much echo what I'm saying, but if in any doubt, okay, this industry is extremely regulated, ask your monitor and then ask your IRBs, all right? Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.